Imagine you had the chance to win a $20 million government contract by winning a simple race. But there's a catch. This race isn't just about speed. It's also about wisdom and strategy. Today, I'm going to tell a story that mirrors 3 common approaches companies take to winning government contracts. And by the end of this, you're going to know a lot more about what you need to do to be successful in the public sector. A father calls his 3 sons into his study and challenges them to a race. The race is to unearth a $20 million inheritance, which he has buried, but only one of them will receive. Now, spoiler alert, each one of these sons represents a different approach to government contracting. Now, the youngest son, eager yet unprepared, rushes off to his car, jumps in, and starts driving. No directions, doesn't know where he's going, but eager to get started. He wants that inheritance. He's going to be the first to get there. The middle son pauses and asks his father, "Dad, where's the inheritance buried?" And he tells him, "There's a cornfield just north of Omaha, Nebraska. That's where I buried the inheritance." The middle son runs, jumps in his car, and rushes off to that cornfield in Nebraska, knows where he's going, grabs a shovel. He's going to be the first to get there. The older brother, more patient and wise, sticks around and asks his father, "Do you have coordinates for where the treasure's buried?" Father says, "Yes, I do. Here they are." And seeing that his father is forthcoming with the information, continues to question him. "Dad, is there anything else I should know about how you buried the inheritance? How deep is it? Is there anything special I should know?" And the dad, with a knowing look, said, "Glad you asked. The inheritance is 25 feet below the surface of cornfield with coordinates I provided. It's in a safe, which is encased in a concrete block. Can I have a combination to the safe?" the oldest son asks. Father says, "Of course you can. Here it is." So the oldest son still doesn't depart for Omaha. He coordinates with the companies that can provide him the equipment he needs to dig out the safe, raise the cinder block, break the cinder block, and then finally open the safe. Now, the youngest brother runs out of gas driving towards Florida. He didn't even know where he was going, and now he's stranded in New Jersey. Now, the middle brother, he's the first to arrive at the cornfield in Nebraska. He knew exactly where he was going, but what he didn't realize was that this cornfield is 100 acres in size, and it was just him and a shovel. So eventually he hires 10 guys, and they're all shoveling and digging holes, trying to find this inheritance before his older brother gets there. He's spending a lot of time digging holes. He is spending a lot of money on the people he hired, but they're digging 5-foot holes, which, as we know, is never going to unearth that safe. So spending a lot of time and a lot of money doing the wrong thing in the right location. So the older brother, about a week later, arrives at the cornfield. He goes to the exact location where the crane, backhoe, jackhammer, all the equipment that he had rented is there to meet him. It's coordinated ahead of time. He then looks around the field at hundreds of 5-foot holes and shakes his head. As he digs the 25-foot hole, uses the crane to extract the safe, uses the jackhammer to get through the cement and the code to open the safe. And now he has the inheritance. So he won the race. So, Rick, what the hell does this have to do with government contracting? Well, each brother represents a very common approach from companies that are trying to sell to the government. The youngest son makes a hasty departure. Eager yet unprepared, he rushes off without directions, symbolizing companies that dive into government contracting without a plan. They're just getting their car and they drive. You're just writing proposals, flinging them against the wall, seeing if anything sticks. The odds of you winning a contract are about the same as the odds of that youngest son finding the exact location in the cornfield in Nebraska where the $20 million inheritance is buried. Now, the middle son knows the destination, but lacks details about the exact location and depth. Much like firms that start proposals without a comprehensive understanding of federal contracting, more specifically, they don't take advantage of the information that's available to them. Now, the oldest son realizes that he can ask his father anything, and his father for the most part, is going to give him that information. This is taking advantage of the information that's available to us. The oldest son stays back, gathers all necessary information, including the exact coordinates and requirements needed to access the inheritance. The moral of the story is that government contracting requires more than enthusiasm and just getting in your car and driving, right? If you want to sell to the government, you have to do your research and have a planned, strategic approach. We could take advantage of all the information that's available on government contracts. It's all publicly available. So we can see exactly who buys what we sell. More than just the federal agency, the exact office. So we know the coordinates that we actually need to go to. So now we're driving towards our destination. But we also know how the government makes purchases. How do they buy what you sell? Because the government buys different things in different ways. And when you understand if the government's using a GSA contract or simplified acquisitions, or maybe it's going to be a subcontracting effort for your part, or a myriad of other ways. Once you understand that, now you know the exact mechanism or tools that you're going to need to sell to the government. And this is going to give you a very specific set of steps. You're going to know where you're going, how you're going to sell, how you're going to find opportunities early, what vehicles you need to sell to the government and make whatever it is that you have attractive to them. You can also learn the specific requirements the government has. You're going to be so much better prepared to win a contract in the end that it really will be comparing the older brother with all of the equipment, with the coordinates, to the younger brother who's just driving around the country, with a hope and a prayer. So what you need to do is something that we provide our clients. We call it the roadmap, which gave me the inspiration for this little parable I just told you. But you need to go and do the research to figure out who's buying what you sell, how they're buying, the vehicles they're using. Different offices prefer different types of companies. So you can target offices that match up more or more aligned with the type of company that you have. You can research your competitors. You can reverse engineer the entire process. Now, that's what we do in road mapping with our clients that go to GovClose.com and schedule a meeting with us to go over their business and how the government approaches selling or buying product or service that they have. But you could do this yourself. Okay, look at our other videos that show you how to use tools like usaspending.gov. And you're going to find that you can do a lot of this research and have a much better idea about what it's going to take for you to win those contracts. You can also see how much government spending, right? I want to know how much is actually buried, in that cornfield in Nebraska. Is it worth me investing 25 grand in renting equipment and getting out there to extract that safe? Well, if there's $20 million in that safe, then yes. But if there's $15,000 in that safe, then no, it's not. Now I'm losing money, right? So these are things that you need to understand. So remember, the race to winning government contracts is not won by the swift. This is won by the wise. It's won by preparation. Get yourself a roadmap, whether we do it for you or you do it yourself. Put that plan together so you know exactly where you're going and you have everything accounted for. If you found this story insightful, like, share, subscribe for more strategies on mastering government contracts, and we'll see you next time.